break yourself. Just playing. In this video, I'm gonna be talking about my. It's gonna be another storytelling video. To be talking about from my 7th grade year all the way to senior year, and the roads that I kind of went down, and the paths that I probably shouldn't have taken, and I did take. You know what I mean? So we'll start my 7th grade year. All through elementary, I was a pretty good kid. I was like, I didn't ever really got in trouble. The only thing really happened to me was I got a card change in kindergarten. That was about it. I was devastated, by the way. And then 7th grade year came around, and I was starting to get in a little trouble. I don't blame that on the people I was hanging out with or anything. I honestly think every decision you make in your life, you bring that on yourself. I will never blame anyone else for my mistakes. Um, so yeah, it's my 7th grade year. I started doing some stuff. Every time at lunch, I used to go to the store and used to steal stuff. But that's way in the past. My 8th grade year, things started to get a little more rough. I started to do other things that 8th graders usually don't do. At least they didn't whenever I was in 8th grade. And then my freshman year, I kept doing those things, like recreationally. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Um, not seventh, 8th grade through about halfway through my sophomore year is when I did those things, and then I stopped. I realized that it was not helping me at all. Excuse me. And about my sophomore year is when I started like, excuse me. I mean, I always had to take like PE or athletic development of some sort, but there was a group of people. There was a group that usually just went and played like basketball or something or baseball. And then there was a group that um, into the weight room and lifted weights. So my sophomore year, I was just kind of like, because it was pretty much a free hour. You didn't really have to do anything if you don't want to. So my sophomore year, I just remember just sitting there. I was watching the people in the weight room, I was watching what they were doing, and I was like, interesting. They're all strong. They're all buff as fuck. So I went and asked he wasn't my teacher at the time, but my senior year, he was my teacher. He was my economics teacher, and I asked him because he's a bodybuilder. So I asked him about what I should do for like my first program. I mean, it was kind of a program. He just wrote down workouts for every day, like for like a week every day. Um, so I did that same workout for each body part. Like I think it was I lifted Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I took a day off, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday took a day off, and I just kept going like that. And it was legs, push, pull, um, and I got pretty good results from it. I mean, I was stubborn still, so I didn't really listen to a lot of people, and except him, of course, because he wrote the program. But yeah, I did that, and that was like the halfway mark of my sophomore year to my like the beginning of junior year is when I followed that program. And then my junior year, I thought like I knew everything because I studied it all. I did a bunch of studying, and I thought I knew everything. I mean, that's not the case. I didn't know everything. It takes a lot more than half a year to learn everything. Um, when it comes to lifting weights and changing your body. But so after my junior year started, I stopped following that program that he wrote for me, and I just went in the gym and did random things here and there. I mean, I knew that you still had to do your basic compound lifts like your bench press, your squat, and your deadlift. So I always did a variation of bench, um, squat, and deadlift. I never did not do any of those. So I started doing that my junior year, um, and I mean I got decent results. I another thing I failed to mention. I don't know if I have it. So I have it somewhere here, but I have two notebooks from the beginning of whenever my teacher slash coach, because he was my coach also. Um, at the beginning of him writing my first workout, I started documenting everything into a journal. I wrote down every single thing, every single um, exercise that I did in my workout that day. I wrote down everything I ate. I wrote down how much protein I ate that day, how much carbs I ate that day, and how much fat I ate that day. Um, that's another thing I really want to get into again. I haven't done that in a long time. Uh, every night before I went to bed, I made sure I wrote down every single thing in that journal, and then I went to bed. I really want to get into that. All it really takes is just getting a pen and a notebook and doing that. So I need to get on that. But anyway, it does yield great results too. I noticed that me myself. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little off topic, but I'm just gonna say this real fast. I noticed that myself and everyone else I've noticed that uses a journal to write down their workouts and their meals has gotten great results. I mean, there are other people that could just go in there and do whatever and they just blow up, you know. But I'm not one of those people. I have to keep track of my my workouts and my food. Um, so anyway, I did that probably about till the middle of my senior year, and then I stopped for whatever reason. I stopped writing everything down again, probably because I thought I knew everything. Um, and about my sophomore through half of my junior, I thought intermittent fasting would be a good idea for me. And I mean, it does have some benefits to you if you've been lifting for a long time. But at that point, I'd only been lifting like seriously for like a year, and I think you need to at least probably, in my opinion, you should probably have at least 5 years under your belt and a solid foundation before you even think of intermittent fasting. Just because me personally, I have a fast metabolism, like my body processes food like that. Like I weigh today, I weighed 165. My goal is 200. I've been weighing 165 for like a couple months. Um, so that's also where that writing stuff down will come in handy again. But yeah, I don't recommend intermittent fasting until like at least 5 years of lifting, unless it works for you. I mean, you're your own specimen. You what works for you works for you. Don't let anyone else. There's a famous Buddha quote. What does he say? He says, I used to have it as my screensaver. Hold on. I think I remember it. I don't remember it. It's something along the lines of don't believe anything I say or anything I do it agree it unless it goes along with your personal experience or something like that. What is basically saying is if you haven't experienced it and I said it, don't believe it. You know what I mean? So anyway, after that, after I did that whole intermittent fasting thing, it didn't work. Um, I'm not gonna lie, my freshman to my junior year, I did put on a good 30 pounds of muscle, but that's probably just because I was a beginner. I went from 130 to 165 pretty easy. Also, again, probably just because I was a beginner and I got those beginner gains. Um, but now I need to step up my game, you know. Anyway, I did that, and then my senior year, I I'll talk about all the sports I played in high school after I get this over with. Um, my senior year, I still did that. I'm actually still currently doing that. I'm actually still currently doing that. Um, so sorry, someone's calling me. Um, but I really want to get back into. I'm now a year out from my senior year of high school. Year, a year has passed since I graduated high school. Um, and I'm still using that approach, that method, and I am going to start. I mean, I know more of the basics of like each program that I've done, and the fundamentals and the science pretty much of each program that I've done, and I just keep track of it all in my head, but it does do a lot. I feel like I do a lot better when I write it down, so I'm going to start doing that. But yeah, obviously still currently lifting. Um, I mean, it probably doesn't look like it. I'm not that big, but yeah, I my heaviest I've ever weighed was 175. My senior year, I went through a period where I was just really stressed out, and I went from 175 one week all the way to 160 within a week. That's how stressed out I was. Um, now I'm now I'm slowly building back up. Like I said, I'm about 165 right now. I'm still bulking, still getting up there. I hope to get up to, I will get up to about, I want to say 190 before trying to go on a cut. I'm gonna get up to 190, see how I look. If I feel like I can continue bulking without getting too much of a chubby look, then I will continue to bulk at least till I'm 210, and then go on a cut. But we'll see. We'll see what goes on. We'll see what happens. Anyway, someone someone pulled up. Anyway, um, that is that was my 7th grade to my senior year. How the journey went. I know. I mean, I did go down some wrong paths my 7th grade to my half of my sophomore year, but I've completely switched. After that, I I went to college for a year. That's what happened after high school. I went to college for one full school year, 2 semesters. I felt like it wasn't the right thing for me at the time, so I decided to take a little break because I graduated high school with my associate's degree, which means I took dual enrollment to get all my prerequisites out of the way, and I got my associate's degree. I got certified in sports medicine. I'm IFA certified as a personal trainer. Um, for those of you who don't know what IFA is, it is a very small organization. Definitely not as big as ACE or NASM, which I will get ACE by the end of this year. Um, and hopefully I can get a personal training job at the recreation center that I work at. I currently work at the pool, um, but hopefully I could get a personal training job soon. Um, but anyway, IFA, it stands for, I have it in my wallet right here. Hold on. Is it? There it is. International Fitness Association. Right. So that's what that stands for. I have that currently. It expires in a year, which means I would have to recertify, but hopefully by then I will have my ACE certification. Um, but yeah, that's what I did. So I'm currently taking some time off of school, some time off of college. But as we all know, hopefully if you watch my channel, you know that we're always learning. We learn new things every single day. You never really stop learning. Even if it's not in school, you still learn something pretty much every day. Um, so yeah, I'm taking a little bit of time off school just to work, just to get my certification, my ACE certification. Um, the big picture, the big picture, I'm gonna tell you, is Willie. You know him obviously if you watch my channel. Um, he also has a channel. Go check it out. It's just Willie Bagley. I don't know. Yeah, it's Willie Bagley. His full name is William, but pretty sure he just has it as Willie Bagley. That's WILLYBAGLEY. The big picture is we're eventually, I say this with great confidence because I know we will achieve this goal. That's how you all should be with chasing your goals. Um, we will have a gym in Texas within 5 years. That's a bold statement, and if you all have heard me, you all just heard me say that. So if we don't do that, you guys all gotta bash on me. But I promise you, we will do that. So that's the big picture. I know I'm kind of like jumping all around the place right now. That's the big picture. I've told you all about high school, except the sports I played in high school, about my lifting journey, how it's come along. Now I'll tell you about the sports I played in high school. Freshman year, yeah, I didn't play any. Oh yeah, I did. Freshman year, I only played basketball for the whole year. Sophomore year, I played basketball and I did track. Junior year, I did cross country, basketball, and track. And the only reason I did that is because it sucked. I fucking hate running now. But I hate any type of cardio, to be honest, but I still do it. Um, the only reason I did that is because there was this award that I could have got at the end of the year, and it was the Outstanding Athlete Award or something like that. It's you play 3 sports, you play a sport all year round, and you maintain like a 3.5 GPA. So I got that. And then my senior year, I just focused on work. I just focused on work and lifting. And again, I worked at the pool, and I lifted 6 times out of the week. Some of you are probably going to say, "Oh, that's too fucking much." No, it's not. I firmly believe, whenever Rich Piana, may he rest in peace, said, the more you put into anything, the more you're going to get out. I believe that. There's going to be naysayers. I don't really give a fuck. So, yeah, that's what I did. The only 2 things that really set me back in my lifting journey, my bodybuilding journey, is whenever I lifted and whenever I did sports, I didn't listen to my coaches very, very good. I was very stubborn. I told them, I didn't tell them, but they told me that I shouldn't be lifting as much as I was and be playing the same sports and do intermittent fasting, which I didn't listen. And I did all those things. I played the sports, which sometimes we ran from 8 to freaking 12 miles a day. And some of it was sprints incorporated in it. And then I went and lifted afterwards, and then I still went to work, which I was putting a lot of stress on my body. And I wasn't eating enough because I was fasting. Me, personally, my body, it needs a lot. Like, I probably need, even though I only weigh 165, I probably need at least 200 grams of protein, over 500 grams of carbs, and I mean, I don't count fat, at least 60 grams of fat in my diet a day. And that's just to freaking maintain. Like, if I get anywhere below that, I'll lose weight the next day. It's crazy. But, yeah, I didn't listen to any of them, and I eventually ended up getting injured. I messed up my iliotibial band in my right leg. I just like irritated it, so it was really, really hard for me to run. Um, some people are gonna be like, "Oh, you're you're a bitch. And no, honestly, if you mess up your IT band and you go try to run, I bet you won't be able to do it. So fucking tell me. Um, so anyway, I did that, and then I eventually, like, it took a good 3 months for it to just feel better to the point where I can even just do legs without it hurting. Um, I mean, I still did legs because I was stubborn and I didn't want to rest it at all, but I did rest it a little bit. But anyway, that's what I did in high school. That's all the sports I played. That's my lifting journey. Those are the wrong paths and right paths that I went on. And that's about it. I know this video is very long. I apologize. And if you stayed with me to the end, thank you. I appreciate you. I hope this, if anything, entertained you at least. I hope you may have learned something from it. Um, you obviously know a little bit more about me. I am going to continue doing videos like this. Um, so stay tuned for those. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching the video. See you later.